Hey guys, Brad from Team Crimson here, finally bringing you my Kagero standard deck profile. Finally got the cards in, and we've actually been playtesting here at Team Crimson. We've been playtesting for quite some time with standard. I've gone through various builds of the deck and come to what I have now. So we'll go ahead and get on to it. And first off, I'll actually show you my force markers. I have, just because I've got, I got 4 of Kai and 4 of Overlord. Unfortunately, it's not the signed Kai, just the regular one, but still love it. Alright, so grade 3s. Playing 4 copies of Dragonic Overlord. Y'all know what he does. He Soul Blasts to gain 10,000, and when he hits, you can Counterblast 1, discard 2, and he restands Drive -1. You really want to ride into him first. You don't want to ride into Waterfall first. And plus, he helps with pressure and everything like that, so very solid card. And then got 4 copies of Dragonic Waterfall. There's the 2 different styles of art, the VR and the SVR. So yeah, Waterfall on ride retires a grade 2 or greater. Always remember that. And then when it attacks, you can Soul Blast to grade 3, and then gains 10,000 plus crit and no PGs. So, good times. Yeah, he's your win condition. You almost always win your games because of him. I have won games sometimes on Overlord, but you definitely, Waterfall is definitely the way to go. Next, for grade 2s, got 4 copies of Berserk Dragon. On place, you Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, and then if he's placed on Vanguard circle when you're doing the skill, you get to draw a card. And then also for rear guard ability, if you attack and you have more rear guards than your opponent, he gets +3. So that helps with numbers. He can hit himself, force Vanguard, a 13k base Vanguard, so that's always good. Next, playing 4 copies of Dragon Knight Nahalem. Kills back row, gains +5 for CB1, so just kind of an essential card, especially because back row's hard to get at now. And back row is very essential now as well in standard. And then playing 4 copies of Dragon Armored Knight. He gains +5 if your opponent has 3 or less rear guards. Numbers are very important right now in standard, so gaining power and being able to hit very specific numbers against an opponent is essential. So I did mess around quite a bit with Bellicosity Dragon because Bellicosity gains +5. He's Ryopa. He works like Ryopa. So it gains +5 when the unit's retired. I messed around with that a bit. I messed around with I didn't really do spillover. I don't like spillover. I don't like negging my field to neg my opponent, but you guys can do whatever, clearly, but I just felt this worked a lot better. Next, moving on to grade 1s, and started off with 4 copies of Bar. Bar is when placed, you Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or less rear guards in the same column as it, retire, and then and then if you have more rear guards than your opponent, you get +5. So it's all about timing with him a little bit too, because you can kill one of their. I like to kill one of their intercepts. I also like that he can hit a force Vanguard just by himself. He's just a very solid card. Next is 4 copies of Flame of Hope Airmo. Airmo is a +3, gains +3 when it's boosted, so it's a 11k booster. And then when your opponent's rear guard's retired during your turn, you retire it, and then draw a card and countercharge a card. So he's your countercharge engine. It's also really fun to be able to try to retire something that they have during your battle phase. So you can boost with him, gain all that power, and then you can try to swing at a rear guard, because some of you guys may not be aware that it's when a rear guard is retired, not rear guard is retired by a skill. So you can swing at a rear guard, and if that hits, that rear guard's retired. So yeah, good times. And next, I'm only playing 3 copies of Reopa. I like it at 3. 4 is also a good idea. I wouldn't do less than 3 though. He's just a really solid card. Gains +5 when opponent's rear guard is retired, and that's stackable, so a lot of fun. And then next, I'm playing 2 copies of Dragonic Gaius. He boosts a grade 3 or greater, Soul Blast 1, or Counterblast 1, and then push him to Soul is what I meant. And the boosted unit gets plus a crit, but the power goes away. This is, to me, this is super solid. I was playing, when I was testing, I did Gaius for a while, and then I took him out and played Gojo for a while, because Gojo is really good. Gojo helps with numbers as well. But this is too good to pass up. There's been games where Waterfall won't even win me the game with even his plus crit, and I've called him, boosted Waterfall and stuff, and Waterfall's gained yet another crit, and that's got me games where I wouldn't have had it. So this is essential, and it's also I feel it's essential. It's also really helpful on Overlord turns if they're at little damage or something like that. It helps with pressure. It's a really good card. Crits are always good to have. Next for triggers, just the basic, playing 4 copies of Tar, 4 copies of Rakshasa, 4 copies of the PG Bari, 4 copies of Genjo, heal trigger, and the starter, Lizard Runner Undu. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. We'll be posting some matches and stuff like that pretty soon, and we'll also be posting Nova Grappler deck profile. We'll be posting a Royal Paladin deck profile. We'll probably be posting an Oracle Think Tank deck profile as well, and just look out for those. Please like and subscribe, and we will catch you later. Bye.